talk about in this particular segment. It is about humanity, it is about environmental protection, it is about environmental sustainability, and so much to know on this particular segment. As we have two organizations, of course, on this platform at this moment, they have this collaboration on how to actually bring this sustainability, environmental protection, and growth of humanity to Africa. I have very close to me an orange lady. She's actually the president and founder of Voice Aid Association, Astrid Arens. Welcome.
Good morning, Joseph.
You're welcome. Next is a co-founder of Voice Aid Association, Regino Howich. You're welcome. Good morning.
Nice to be here. I'm really, really excited about it.
You're welcome. And of course, you have the other organization that's forming this partnership, this collaboration, Richard George. He's the founder of Richard George Foundation. Very good morning. You're welcome. Let me start from the orange lady. So tell me about Voice Aid Association.
Yes. The Voice Aid Association is an NGO, non-profit organization. We start in 2019 in Germany, and the focus was that we want to create concert to connect the world. Yes, with musicians, we connect the heart. And so we have a good base to speak about the environment, stability, and humanity. We start with some project, and of the main project from Voice Aid is the Depeche.
What is it?
Depeche is a digital international platform for environment, sustainability, and humanity. Grows up in the time where we are, in the COVID time, yes, we grow up with the platform because we can't make a concert.
Because I was locked down.
Yes, yes, it was locked down. And now we think, what can we do to support to connect the world? And we know the future is still, we know the future is sustainable. Yes, and that's
where we're here. Okay, let me just hear from you, in addition to what she has said concerning Voice Aid Association.
But the Voice Aid Association has the anthem not behind us, really in front. We are one. That is about coming together, being one voice, sharing all the issues that are existing, speaking it out, and try to handle fast about it. That's why we was founding the Voice Aid Association, getting forward with one voice. When you enjoy Voice Aid, die Stimme der Hilfe, the voice of aid. Yeah. So our passion is to go through different types of issue complexes all over the world. Yeah, we try to kind of umbrella finally somewhere, bring organizations, different other organizations, huge, small initiatives, whoever together. They have good ideas, or they are already in place to work out what they had as idea. With efforts and with results, they are visible. And then we bring all that together and we say, hey, let's not only do that, let's not only speak that out, do it right now, start it now.
It's about now.
It's about now.
Okay, RG, like I've told you, Richard George, tell us about Richard George Foundation.
Thank you so much for having us here. It's funny enough, if I can piggyback on what he's just said, the time is now. For Richard George Foundation, the time for Africa is now. The Richard George Foundation principle is a non-governmental, not-for-profit organization registered here in Nigeria, approved by the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning as an NGO. And our vision is to raise Africa's change makers through mentoring in 3 strategic pillars that we have identified: skills acquisition and development, education, not in the formal structured education that we have, even though we have space for that within our strategic process, but a different kind of education that is transformative, based on the principles of learning, unlearning, and relearning, such as Astrid mentioned when she talked about environmental protection, sustainability, and humanity. It is the way of the world, and there are so many attributes around that. But more to the point, mentoring is very central to what we do. And our demographics is young and talented African graduates. It's time for change. It's time for a new way. It's time to get our young people fully engaged with the way of the world, because we see huge opportunities and potential for restive youths to absolutely transfer that energy in a positive way.
Okay, now let's look at the collaboration or the partnership between Richard George Foundation, RGF, and Voice Aid Association, which is also has to do with DPESH. What is the collaboration? What is the partnership? Let's start from there.
Yes. The partnership is that Richard has great expertise about education and all these things, yes. Now we have the digital platform DPS, and in this platform we have a knowledge database, yes. It is a database for only topics around living sustainability, yes. And every student, every child can go for free of this platform and can use this information to make a change in the world. Yes, and this is a great where we work together. And the second half of the platform, companies we have in the platform, NGOs, yes, and we have ambassadors, yeah, who go with us the way to say we don't. The time is coming where we don't speak so more. We must go the way to do the things. Yes, and this is the part where we work. Yes, it is for the to speak with us, that we can create issues with the companies which are on the platform. Yeah, they have solution, they have sustainable products, so we can go in contact with these companies, with the NGOs. The NGOs have the heart. Yes, we can do very good projects. Yes, and with the ambassadors, we get good attention for all the things which we want to do.
Okay, you want to chip in?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Let's add on, of course, for the educated people, for the people they have skills, they are talented, that our Richard is finding anywhere here, especially now in Nigeria, while starting only, can I call it out? 9 months ago we were starting, and we have achieved so many people, so many efforts. We saw it on the event 2 days ago. I was absolutely impressed. It's education is one part, and we come together with Voice Aid and the DPESH platform himself. Of course, we have the companies. It's about internships. It's about internships there or here, or going there, coming back. It's about creating possibilities, real possibilities. On that issue is important to get in a sustainable way. Not only doing something like an engineer, to build up a building like before 10 years ago. It's about the new age of doings. That we're skilling the people, and we try to get them on board in companies, or even on associations, on projects, because we work with different organizations that are acting worldwide. And this is all time also covered by coaching aside. This is the collaboration that we try to grow up.
Okay, I understand the collaboration is about environmental protection, is about sustainability, is about growth of humanity.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Social responsibility. Social responsibility, because our foundation is set up to do exactly. We need to be socially responsible. And what we have done, or what we are doing, is we have mentees that complete 6-month programs a couple of days ago, certificated 6-month program. And within that space of 6 months, we were able, you talked about youth unemployment in Africa and the restiveness it creates. We were able in that space of time to deploy quite a number of them to work remotely with international organizations. And this is about learning the discipline of organization and how companies work internationally, breaking down.
The clips we are seeing here, are they the mentees? Are they the ones that just...
Absolutely. This was the formal launching a couple of days ago here in Nigeria at the World Scouting Hotel, which was where we had the distinguished guest of honor, Malam Inua Abdullahi of MITDA. So there was an opportunity for our mentees to tell their story, their experiences, and what they have gained being onboarded onto our program in the last 6 months.
That's a certificate presented to them.
This was the Board of Trustees being inaugurated formally.
Okay.
Yes. By mid-October, we are starting now with the second cohort of mentees, of which we have about 50. And as at the end of that program, quite a number of them who were around wanted to come on board. And we will be looking to bringing them on board as well. But the opportunity of our collaboration is these are our young people to international best practices, to working with international organizations that are now thinking imperatively about sustainability, about environmental protection. Interestingly, I recall when you started about the fact that our environment has poor sanitary conditions. You talked about a lot of waste. Poor sanitary conditions equates to ill health. Ill health equates to the need for medical attention and medical intervention. But if you do not have the finances or the means to have that medical condition or medical intervention, then we have a problem, which is why, startly, malaria kills a lot of people in Africa despite the aid in medicines. But we can change happen. And I talked about learning, unlearning, and relearning. Of making that change happen is educating at infancy level, having programs in our educational system where the child is educated to know that managing and cleaning their environment is important. And as my generation or our generation fizzles out, if we put those enablers in place, we are therefore creating a future world for our youngsters to know and understand the values of sustainable living. But more to the point is, I talked about waste. It's about managing our waste. There's a lot of waste in Africa that we can reuse, we can recycle, and we can convert into wealth. And converting this waste into wealth means we need new industries. And that is why the Depeche plan is important, because the partnerships on the Depeche platform, who therefore will be carrying out their own due diligence with our mentees who are onboarded, with focus in this area, carrying out research, local content, and out due diligence that is local in terms of what are the needs in this space for Africa, for Nigeria. If we say we're starting from home, we can then use that information based on evidence to support and make a business case to the partners on Depeche for sponsorship, and if it's possible, for funding, for further collaboration, so that product design as a cycle to consumerism level, there is sustainability chain from end. That's what our foundation is primed to do, and that's what we are looking to do, that's what we are doing, so that the new generation of young talented graduates are not just fixated on traditional jobs, because traditional jobs, COVID taught you that there is a new way. And the new way in Africa today is very hybrid. And we believe, our foundation believes, the time for Africa is now.
The time for Africa is actually now, how can we achieve it now in terms of environment?
Wie wir das jetzt erreichen, ist, dass die Umwelt so schnell wie möglich
Yes.
befreit wird.
Yes. I think the important way is that we speak with the government, yes. We, for some days, we have a first talk with the government, yes. It is very important that we make a good plan, yes, that we use the experience which we have from Germany, from UK, and here from Nigeria to make a good to create solutions with the companies, yes. But now we must have the collaboration with the government. We use some new laws, yes. We use connection and what's the name of Zusammenarbeit?
Cooperation.
Cooperation. We must fix it, yes, and then we can go the next step. We must speak with the other NGOs, yes. We create ideas together only for Nigeria, individual for Nigeria, yes. I cannot say here in Germany it is so, here in Nigeria it is so, no.
It's a different terrain.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it must have a different solution.
Yes, yes.
So what have you been able to gather as far as Nigeria is concerned?
Yes.
What have you laid your hands on? What are the challenges?
The challenges are waste. Yes, waste is a very great challenge. Yes, but I see hope. Yes, when I can say it. Yes, the hope is the sun. The sun from Nigeria is there. Here is a land which with a lot of free land. Yes, and we can use the energy from the sun. Yes.
You have a lot of sun in Nigeria.
Yes, yes, and we can use the renewable energies for to create new jobs, new fabrics. Yes, and so we can create a new future for Africa. Yes, because in my way, I think the new sun is the new gold, the new future for Nigeria.
But how do we get the funding? We've got the sun, we've got the waste. We can combine these two into a product, tangible product that will be economically viable, that will create job. But how do we get the fund to combine these two together?
It's a fantastic question. To get the funds, you need to have standard operating procedures in place. You need to develop strategies that are fit for purpose. And you need to engage bottom up, bottom up. By that, it's exactly what Astrid said. We're looking at the local communities, the non-governmental organizations, civil society. Everyone has a responsibility. Everyone has a contract to be responsible in terms of protecting the environment, living sustainably, and being humanitarian. We need to consider the humanitarian aspect because we're dealing with human beings and human beings to the planet. So how are we looking after each other? Astrid and Regina talked about voice aid. We are one. How well are we after each other as one? So it must start with you and I. If we respect each other and we treat each other with the dignity that we deserve, then we have a first start towards thinking and talking about living sustainably. Once we put all the ducks in a row, as we say in England, we now have a document that is based on evidence, that is based on research, that mirrors what the best practices are in Europe and other developed parts of the world. With that information, we will now be able to seek the right funding, and that funding, because that document will have that content, that funding will now be channeled.
So who's going to develop the document?
It's a very good question as well. The development of the document will be made by
diverse stakeholders, and that is where we are collaborating. Our mentees are on board. We have mentors who are
experts in environmental issues. We have mentors who are experts, consultants, and business growth consultants in the sustainability issues, who are actually coordinators for Deepesh Africa with Richard George Foundation. They are waiting. They are waiting because yesterday we had an interactive session which was well attended by executives of government, key decision makers, NGOs, as well as civil society members. They've gone away with the funds that we have because we need some level of commitment. This is no longer a talk show. Regino said, it's time to stop talking, it's time to start doing. They've gone away to reflect on the questions that they have to respond to. We will take that back. We will do our own deep dive analysis and reflection. And based on that, we will then know who the right parties are that we must have in the room in order, to use your words, to co-create and co-design the road map for sustainable living in Africa.
Wow, that's a very good, beautiful one. But let me get to Regino. I know that's something we talked about, music, to connect the world. What is it about?
I have in my whole life one other, main sentence. Yeah, shout out loud what should be so it becomes reality, and how you can do that in the best way, in an emotional way, to connect people all over the world, to move people, to bring people to, but even to act. If you speak messages with songs, with lyrics, with melodies, with rhythm, with blues. This is music.
The Afrobeats.
Yeah. Absolutely. I actually have roommates in Germany, in Berlin. Yeah, they do also Afrobeat, and I'm really excited to. We was listening to the Afrobeat versions here. Let's really compare. It got me proud somehow. Yeah. But coming back to the point. Over music, we can bring the people together. It was in all ages like that. And when we use now the level of music to message, not speaking about, my God, that girl and marry that, is really dense content in it. And a lot of that. Bringing these together, doing hopefully next year the first concert what we was planning even before as a peace concert called, where also, there come stars together, we call it stars now, okay? They are faces from us and from other organizations are, and they want to be on it. But we want to connect it even with the music on the ground, from all over, showing up even the cultures. When we are, if we would start in Nigeria, of course it is about all that what comes with the arts and the culture and stuff to show up like an exhibition about. That we call,
And the concert will focus on environment protection, will focus on insight and humanity, and not love, not I love the girl.
It's about love. All is at the beginning, is it about love?
Yeah, well, about love for the world and love for humanity.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's a very good point you just made. Love for the world. When we love each other, there is a good chance we will look after the world that we live in.
Yes.
There is a connection.
Yes.
We have to have that connectivity with our planet and our environment.
Okay, our time is fast spent. Before I go, let me come to you, the orange lady.
Yes.
What informed the decision going, orange from top to down?
Yes.
Is orange, why?
Why? I love orange. Yes, it is a great color for me. Yes, orange is the color from energy, the energy from humans, from animals. Yes, for the color from life. Yes, life energy, life quality. Yes, and we need this color to create all the wonderful things which are in the world of Richard George Foundation and when I in the morning wear these clothes, I have energy, I have power. I want to do good things.
Thank you so much, the honored lady, Astrid Allens. She's the founder and president of Voice Aid Association, which is also part of DPED. Thank you so much for your time with us. And then we have Regina Houch. He's the co-founder, Voice Aid Association. Thank you so much for your time. And of course, RGF, he's the founder of Richard George Foundation, Richard George himself. Very good morning. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So hope to see you some other time.
Absolutely.
That
All
would
right.
be great, yes.
Yeah. All right, that's the much we have on this segment. We'll take a quick break, and when we... All right. Oh, our Benin Network Center is standing by, so let's get to Benin and, of course, find out what's happening there.